Welcome back, welcome back. We have with us in the studio, we have Daniel Seay, and he's in a new production, theater production at the Lyric Theater, and it's called
Hamlet.
Hamlet.
The Prince of Denmark. Well, the tragedy of Hamlet, Prince of Denmark.
Yeah.
What part do you play, Daniel?
Hamlet.
Now, what was the process? Was it an audition?
Yes, we had
situation?
our auditions back in July.
Yeah.
And we went in for the first 2 days, and then about, I want to say 3 or 4 days later, we all got callbacks.
Yeah.
The three young men that auditioned for Hamlet were cast as Hamlet, Horatio, and Laertes.
Okay.
They figured out that those three would be playing those roles,
Right.
but they didn't know who was going to be playing who.
Uh-huh.
So that was the last callback. So we
Yeah.
all went in there and we worked with the actresses who were cast as Ophelia and Gertrude, and to see who had.
See the chemistry kind of thing, right?
Yes,
and all
definitely, definitely. And then we left, and we got the news the next day. I had just gotten off work, and
That. Oh,
you know,
how
I was like,
exciting for you.
yes, yes, yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Now, the dialogue is Shakespeare. I mean,
Yes. Yeah. It's all the.
So you had auditions in July. When did you get your script? I mean, did
We
you need
a-
extra time? Sort
Well,
of, or?
we got our scripts after that callback. We got our scripts. We got the No Fear Shakespeare. It has like modern and it has the original, so you can.
So you can interpret.
Yeah, you know what
There.
he's saying, and we got that. It was right at the callbacks, and then we didn't have our first full practice or read through until August 17th.
So you had time to
Yeah.
go through
Yeah,
that.
and I had been working on my audition monologue since April. So, and then I'd been reading the play since April. I'd been reading the entire play since April to make sure that I
You
knew.
prepared.
Yes, I wanted to make sure I knew every single thing about that part.
And it paid off for you.
It did. It was awesome. I was really, really happy when I found out that I had been cast as Hamlet. And then afterward, I was like terrified. And
Well, you
Terrified at all
mentioned
the
to
work,
me
or?
pre-show that you had over 1,000 lines you need to learn.
yes, before we cut it, Hamlet had, I want to say it was somewhere around 1,400 lines.
That's a lot of lines.
And that's like the complete, like, original text. And so that was one thing we had to do is we ended up cutting. We shaved off, I have no idea, we shaved off 2 hours of that play. And it's still going to be around 2 hours long. So it would have been 4 hours and a half if we hadn't have cut it.
Wow.
So we went through, and the English instructor, Tim Kuhn from North Arkansas College, he helped us determine what we could cut, what we needed, what we could get away with chopping, because there's these huge monologues, these huge blocks of words that are just like, they start off with the problem, and they go through this giant flowery list of 25 useless lines, and then you finally get to the solution. And
So you cut out the useless lines?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we kept some of the, the pretty things, the famous lines, the things that people really know, but I mean, there was this one monologue where he starts off with his problem, and then just for 20 lines, he does nothing but bellyache about random stuff, and then he gets to the point. It's like, okay, we could cut all those lines out. That makes sense, and it makes sense to you saying it,
Right?
Because I mean, we didn't have that long to get out a book. We had to be out by October 1st, which was kind of generous. So, but we were still having a little bit of trouble, getting out of
the book?
Yeah, because it's a very intimidating play. But but once you get it, it is kind of infectious, the language.
yeah,
I mean, you start saying it on stage, and you have the costumes, you have the lights, you have music. Last night, we just had our first go with the music, and it changed everything. It was so intense.
And getting out of your book is such an important step, because then you can really, really
work
on
the character. Because I mean, if you're sitting there with that book in your hand, like
You can't.
It's awful. You cannot understand what your character's doing. You can't understand how they're thinking. You can't be them.
Right.
Because you're constantly you go back to your book. And that's the scariest part, is when you're first off book.
Oh, yeah.
You want your book.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You want your book. It's over there.
That was your crutch.
Exactly. It's in the audience, and you're upstage, and you're just like, I feel I can't. I need the script. And then you have Becca Wilson and Michael Mahoney. Like, you can do it. You can do it. You
Those
got
are
this.
the co-directors.
Yes, those are our directors. And
Now-
Mary Crossley is our assistant director.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to ask, you talk about all these lines. Is there a favorite, like, short passage you could just
And can you do it?
recite for us?
Oh,
To give
one of
people
my-
an idea
One of my
of-
favorite lines is in the middle of the play. Is like, now is the witching time of night when churchyards yawn, and hell itself breathes contagion onto this world. And now I could drink hot blood, and do such bitter business the bitter day would quake to look upon. But soft, not of my mother. O heart, lose not thy nature. Let not ever the spirit of Nero into this firm bosom. Let me be cruel, not unnatural. I will speak daggers to her, yet use none. In this my tongue and soul be hypocrites. How in this somever she be shent, to give them seals, never my soul consent.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh, whoa. And then, we mentioned a little bit before that you went and you looked at the modern. So, you have to do that.
Yeah, you have to know exactly what he's saying, because if you don't, you're not going to have the intention.
Right.
And if you've once you start doing Shakespeare, you kind of understand what he's saying even without the modern translation, but that is still so helpful.
Mm-hmm.
That is so helpful, because I was like, what do you say? What are you saying? Oh, there we go. You could have just said that. No. And that was one of the really funny parts, is if you know what he's saying and you're upstage and you're on stage and you're really into the character, you will sometimes slip into the modern side. And we had to constantly be really careful. We had to be really careful about that. And that's a lot of our notes were, you're slipping into modern. You're slipping into modern. You have to go back and re-examine what he's saying. So that's the funny part, because you're upstage, you're on stage and saying this beautiful stuff, and then you'll just slip into street slang. It's hilarious.
Well, go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead. No, please go
I was
ahead.
going to say, when people come in and they see the stage, what are they going to see? Is it going to be a dark situation? I know I was there in the lyric the other day, and you've got a stage that's slanted.
We have a rake stage.
Why is it raked like that?
That is a classical
A what stage?
rake stage. It means that it goes up.
It's wedged. It's
and it has
slanted up.
it has
Okay.
a slant. And when we first started working on that stage, it was so much fun because it was so unique. I had never worked. It was like it's working like it's like working on a hill.
And you have to be aware of your balance too.
Yeah,
If
definitely.
you spin around or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
you have to
gotta-
be. And like the girls are going to be in heels. We have women in heels, so they had to
Oh, wow.
they have to wear their heels on stage during practice just to get used to how it feels. But it works so well when you're on the scene and you have, you're supposed to be standing above this person. Like there's this one scene where Hamlet is talking to two of his school friends, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, and he takes the center stage because he's condescending. He's being horrible to them. He's belittling them, and he's on this acting block high above them, and that rake stage just goes down, and they are on that rake stage. Or when they're above you, you feel so. It's intimate. It's absolutely amazing. It's so much fun. And when they told us we were going to have a rake stage, a few people were kind of iffy, like, well, what is that? How are we going to do that? And I kind of knew what it was, but I had never worked with one before. So it was definitely an experience. And Becca Wilson absolutely loves it. So it's awesome.
She loves Shakespeare.
Oh yeah.
To the
He's
core,
addicting.
yeah.
He's addicting. I mean, there's some points where I've been reading the script. I've gotten so mad at him for making me have to do this. But at the same time, I get it down. And I'm thinking to myself, you have the most amazing way of writing, of creating these beautiful passages. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's infectious. Once you start talking, you're just like, ah.
Well, hopefully, when people see the play, they'll feel the same way. Now, this is going to be a long run, right?
Yes, we are going.
Give us the dates.
November 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. And then the 23rd, which is a Monday, we are having a special showing just for the high school students, which is completely sold out.
Awesome,
Yay.
that's good.
And our opening night is halfway booked.
That's good.
So we have about 75% sold. But,
So what does that start on a Wednesday?
yes,
On Wednesday?
we open on a Wednesday. And what's really cool about this play is we are doing it contemporary. No tights.
Oh, okay.
No tights, no collars.
So you're going to have jeans and T-shirts?
We're
and...
actually going to be dressing just like the rich families, a modern
okay,
royal
of the day,
family
of
of
this
the
day.
day. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
what? Wow.
So
that's
that's
a
the
neat little spin.
It's
there.
really cool, and we figured that if we do that, it will seem like it's more approachable.
Yeah.
To
Yes,
people.
definitely.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, you see Shakespeare and you instantly think of that
Men in tights.
giant. Yes, exactly. You think of that giant picture of that scary dude in your
Yeah.
And
senior.
the fluffy bloomers. And
Yeah.
And his really weird coffee
Yeah.
filtered.
Yeah.
Coffee filter
Coffee
collar.
filter.
Exactly. And that's the first thing you think of. And so
Do you know what tickets prices are?
the tickets are $12 for the general admission, $10 for students, and if you're a North Ark student and you bring your ID, you can get in for $5.
$5, yeah. Okay.
So it's
And you
Well-
can go online, get your tickets.
yes, at the Harrison Ozarks Arts Council.org. On the lower left-hand side, there should be a link that says "Get Tickets,"
Tickets.
and you can go to ticketpeak.com/lyric.
You can pick your seat, your night, and all that.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah,
There's
make
a-
sure that when you pick your ticket, this has happened several times, when you pick your ticket, just don't hit the first one that says Hamlet. Pick the Hamlet that's
You
The
on the
day.
day
go to.
that you want
Yeah,
it, and then
there's-
pick your seat
There
that you
should
want.
be like one Hamlet for opening night, and then the 19th, the 20th, the 21st, and
Yeah.
22nd,
Okay.
and click the one you want to go to. And,
And you can print your ticket there in your home if you have a printer. Or once you buy your ticket, it will be registered in a list, and you can come walk in. There'll be a place there where they'll check your name and you just walk right on in.
Yeah, it's going to be it's a great play. We're so excited. We're actually having customized music. Our soundtrack is original.
Awesome.
Nice. Who's doing that for
Rick
you?
Crossley.
Okay.
He has composed. It was amazing. We got to hear it the first time last night. It was awesome. It was absolutely amazing. There was this one scene where I have this confrontation with Ophelia, and the music is going, and it added so much to the entire.
Ups your game, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you have the intensity of the scene. You have Ophelia's given me so much energy, and I'm giving her so much energy. And then you have this music, this absolute amazing music. You have the costumes, and
Yeah.
this is if you know the story of Hamlet, this is right after he has a confrontation with his father's spirit, and he is just, he's in awe. He's crazed. He's just, what have I just seen? And he confronts her, and it's just that music is just. Whew, it was amazing.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing
Yeah.
it.
It's
me
going to be
too.
You
awesome.
kind of got us all excited
We
about it.
we are very excited about this play. There's going to be special effects. It's so much
Neat.
fun.
Well, congratulations
Yeah.
first on being
Thank
cast as
you.
Hamlet.
Yeah.
That's huge.
He's been a fun character to get to
Good.
to know. I
This
was
will be in your resume forever.
bet.
yes, he was definitely. I was scared of him at the very beginning when I first did it, because I was like, okay, what have I gotten myself into? I told Michael Mahoney at the very first practice, I was like, I am scared. He's like, oh, you got this. Okay, we have just started. You have no reason to
kidding.
be. You have no reason to be
He
freaked
didn't
out.
want you to. He didn't want you to dump out on the.
No. I wanted that role so bad, and then I'd been working on it.
But you want to do it justice.
Yeah,
also a
I
little
want to make
pressure, I
sure.
guess.
Because that role was legendary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
We've discussed what goes through his mind, what people have played him in the past. You have Mel Gibson, you have David Tennant, you have
Right.
Jude Law, and just recently we heard that Benedict Cumberbatch had played him, and so it's just like, oh my gosh, all these people are playing this amazing guy, and I have an opportunity to play him, and it's so. It's kind of a it's
You
like,
need a Shakespearean word to express how you feel.
exactly, and I need some kind of, it's absolute, awe-inspiring is not a shake. Awe-inspiring. It's pretty. It's a pretty word. Let me just say, it makes me want to sit on a block and contemplate life and death.
Yeah.
So
Well, Daniel, we're all
Good
looking
deal.
forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm
And
looking forward to it. I
the
think
dates are
it's
November
18th through the 22nd.
to the 22nd.
Yes,
Get your
and-
tickets online at the Lyric Harrison or the OzarkArtsCouncil.org.
And if you forget that, there should be flyers running around.
Or you just Google
Yeah.
the Lyric Theater Harrison,
Yeah.
and you'll find the
You'll get
website.
it.
You'll get it.
There's
You'll
a
get
bunch
it.
of flyers running around with the dates and times.
And your
Okay.
your mug right there.
Yes, I have oh, there's me. Oh, there's me. Oh, there's
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like, what?
Thanks, Daniel.
Thank you
Appreciate
so
it.
much.
Very much.
All right. Up next, we have Wanda Massengale, and she's going to be here with Samson. She's with the Ozark Humane Society, and we'll be talking about Samson and how to get.
You can have Samson.
Yeah, stay with us.